I make questionable decisions every day of my life. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm KROOF. Welcome. Today, you might have gained by the thumbnail and the title, we're going to be talking about fishing and skiffs in Guild Wars 2 End of Dragons. I was just on the Lightbringers podcast with Jebro, with Bird Chess Rook, and the lovely Aurora Peachy, and we've covered pretty much all the topics in the expansion show. So I have another refresh button in my mind, a new viewpoint of all of these features. So I'm excited to talk about fishing and skiffs with you all because we had some amazing conversations over on the podcast. And the link will be down below if you'd like to go check out the podcast. And I am so sorry, I can't talk, I've been talking so much. Let's begin and talk about skiffs and fishing. So one of the features coming with Guild Wars 2 End of Dragons is fishing and skiffs. I gotta be honest, when they first announced the new mastery line being the siege turtle, I was like, oh yeah, okay, we got another mount, great. And then they really introduced a second mount, and this being skiffs. And you know what? We've already had the skimmer. However, we don't have a skimmer that can hold multiple people. So I guess we'll just start right off on the Guild Wars 2 End of Dragons official website, and I will read through the little blurb that they have about skiffs. Your personal skiff is your home away from home on the waves. Explore, relax, and ferry your whole party. Drop anchor to fish, walk around, and more. I wonder what the "and more" part means. Does that mean like combat? Does that mean like crafting? Cooking? Is there going to be a fire on the skiff? Who knows? But it was a really lovely addition to the live stream to see that we're getting pretty much a second mount. Now there's a whole lot of things about skiffs and fishing that of course we don't know yet. This is purely speculation going based off of what they've shown and what they've talked about. But it appears that the skiffs are pretty much mounts. I guess you would classify them as mounts, and I assume that you would be able to just pop up on a skiff whenever you'd like. I do think that they could do a system where you have to be on a coastline. You have to be like on land first to summon the skiff, and then you hop on in it. But this also could be another mount function where you can be swimming in water and just construct this skiff out of magic. I mean, we do it with mounts, so, you know, I guess it would fly with skiffs as well. Once again, we will be pretty much free to roam around on the waters of Tyria. And that's another thing to point out. This is not just in Cantha. This is now going to be accessible anywhere where there's water. And so you can now take you and your friends on little boat adventures, little skiff adventures. Now, what are we going to be doing on skiffs? Well, of course, this leads us perfectly into the next talking point about fishing. So there's one blurb on the official Guild Wars 2 End of Dragons website, and then there is another little blurb on the pre-purchase page. So first, the official website says, take your skiff and rod, or kick back on shore to reel in ingredients for delicious local cuisine. Your next big catch could be the key to victory in fishing events. So it seems like fishing will have a dual purpose. Of course, they could only be talking about two functions, and you know, there could be many more things they do with fishing in the future. But so far from this blurb, I think that they will definitely be in cooperation with the jobs in Guild Wars 2, like cooking. So we're probably gonna get some more crafting recipes for fish. We can make some more food with different stat types, different effects, and maybe, you know, of course, having to prepare bait. This could be something that we could do, and it would give us some increased benefits and increased chances of getting certain types of fish that we might be interested in catching. And then another function of fishing could be fishing events. There could be local or, you know, weekly, monthly fishing events like who can catch the most fish, who can catch like the rarest fish, etc., etc. We don't really have any more information about what these fishing events could be. This also could just be role play lore jargon, and we might not actually see these events. But another feature of fishing that I would really like to see, and has been hinted at by the developers, would be collections. We go through and we collect like 200 fishes, and we get the very final fish, and it's like the really rare and glamorous fish, and then we get like a title like Master Fisher, and then we get like a guild decoration of like this big rainbow carp thing, and it's just like beautiful and magnificent. So that is the official website blurb. Now I'm going to go over and talk about the blurb on the pre-purchase page because it's slightly different. So for fishing, it reads, Materia is home to over 200 unique species of fish, and they can't escape you anymore. Take your skiff and rod to kick back on shore to reel in your ingredients for delicious local cuisine. Your next big catch could be the key to victory in fishing events. The only real, unique thing is that they have directly mentioned that there are over 200 unique species of fish. But while on the Lightbringers podcast, I was honored to, of course, be on the podcast, but then also witness firsthand the machinations and the mental brilliance of Aurora Peachy, Jebro, and Rook. And we started talking about how fishing would really be a wonderful experience for community building and, building some fun activities with your friends, to where we could have mastery lines where when you are fishing, if you happen to be around your friends or other people on your skiff, you get like some extra skill effects that you can use, where like if you throw the line and then you can use it for your next throw, and it would like increase your chance of like getting a good fish by 10%, by 15%, yada yada yada. You can like cheer and scare away all of the angry fish or like the predators, so it's more clear waters and maybe the area of fishing increases. There's a whole lot of things they can do to make fishing a really cooperative experience. And I think Guild Wars 2 and ArenaNet, being such a company that likes to innovate and add a lot of unexpected things to their game, this could be a really cool feature that I would really like to see. It wouldn't be just like you're standing there with your fishing rod and you're just waiting for it to kind of like get in your inventory. It would make it a little bit more interactive with the community. And in addition to all of these talking points, we have to at least theory craft and come up with an idea of how fishing will actually function in Guild Wars 2 End of Dragons. On the podcast, we really landed on the idea of it being a mini game. We really don't want, and when I say we, I mean everyone on the podcast, of course. Other people outside and in the community might have different opinions. But I guess me personally, I would really enjoy fishing to be more of a mini game where you have like skill checks, and if you land in the good zone, you get like a really good pull and you have a higher chance of getting the fish, and you can do like a bunch of these skill checks or mini games where you have to press a button in like a sequence. Something a little bit more interactive than just standing there and passively getting fish, because this could just feel like a weird app store mini game, an AFK game that, I think Guild Wars 2 should be a little bit more active in everything that they can do. And adding a little mini game would be really cool. And I can only imagine being on your skiff with all your friends and then just in Discord being like, oh, I missed the skill check, or like, oh, I missed the combo, like, I didn't time it right. And then everyone's like, oh, you gotta learn the ways of the fish. You gotta you gotta listen to the waves, dude. So I would really like to see that, actually, and I think that could be really fun. I think fishing will be a great addition to Guild Wars 2 End of Dragons, and of course this is something that they can continue on doing in further expansions or Living World seasons, because I can only assume there will be more bodies of water, and they can add new fish, a new recipe, a new little mini games, or perhaps like local competitions for fishing. Whenever we get more information from blog posts, you can guarantee yourself that I will be definitely covering it. Thank you everyone so much for coming by and watching and listening to me talk a little bit about skiffs and fishing in Guild Wars 2. A couple of things that I would like to see. I've mentioned a couple things that I've heard other people talk about, and overall I'm really pleased to see something new, and very excited that we're getting, of course, 2 mounts, the Siege Turtle and SKIFFS. So overall, I would love to hear what you guys have to say down below, so be sure to comment. Of course, I am an official ArenaNet partner, which means I have links down below where you can pre-order End of Dragons, purchase the existing expansions, and also try Guild Wars 2 for free. All of the links help me greatly down below. So subscribe, like, comment, and all of that stuff. If you'd like to be a patron, you get early access to all my videos, and I greatly appreciate your support. Take care, everyone, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, everyone! Mwah.